Hello, Booknerds. Welcome to the official podcast of Booknerds, India's leading author agency, known for its bespoke book marketing and author branding services. Booknerds, which has featured in top book marketing companies of India, has created an impact for more than 250 authors. Today, we are joined by Mr. Navneet Kampani, author of Unmasking The Real You, the real guide to knowing your potential and to realizing. With Mr. Navneet, we will be learning about the philosophy of being a proper human, its implementation, and what writers can learn from him. So, my first question for you, Mr. Navneet, is what motivated you to design the proper framework where pro means professional and per means personal?
Oh, a very interesting story, Ananya. This is actually, it's my own life's journey. And when you, when you're always, if your journey of your life has always been like this, and suddenly when the U happens, that's the time when you start looking at what happened. Like you're driving on the road, your car's moving smoothly, no issues, blissful, happy, listening to music, and suddenly your car breaks down and you start looking at what happened. So, this is exactly what happened with me, that my professional cart uh, broke down and I started dwelling inside myself and started asking few tough questions to myself. And that's where I started peeling the masks which were on myself, and I realized that my God, there was a great imbalance in my life, and imbalance in what? Imbalance in my professional and personal life. And so in 2020, when COVID hit, and I was like struggling to meet the ends. My daughter prompted me. She said, "Dad, why don't you start writing? You've loads of experience." So I started writing, and the first thing I did was to just look at it. So I said professional and personal. So when I looked at my professional life and when I compared it to my personal life, I was horrified. And that's where the professionals pro came in and personals per came in. And when I combined it, it became a beautiful thing, proper. And that's where the proper came out, pro and per, and your came out, that your proper, and I added a suffix into it as guide, and I became a your proper guide. And then I realized that, my God, the life is all about balance.
It is.
Balancing. And if you balance your professional and personal life, the cartwheel concept came into my mind because I had got to Cambodia and seen a cartwheel there with the pictures there on my website as well. That's how the pro and per came in, and I started learning the art of balancing life and personal growth.
True, true. It is very true that experiences are what make us learn and unlearn certain things. Moving on to my next question. This is a very entrepreneur centric question, and I'm speaking for all the entrepreneurs. Um, so, entrepreneurs are highly purpose driven people. They are risking their material growth to chase their spiritual growth. Are there any ways in which they can achieve a balance between the two, their spiritual and their material growth, so that they can sustain themselves?
See, the life is balanced. Let me tell you that.
Agreed.
You are not sacrificing your material growth by becoming spiritual. Rather, you are enhancing your material growth by becoming spirit.
Okay.
Because what is required for material growth? It is not aggression that is required for being material growth. It is assertion that is required to be growing material. So if you can balance your personal side, what will you get in that sense? You will be more calm. When you are calm, you think better. When you are excited and full of anxiety, your thoughts change. Have become quiet. You know when to speak and when not to speak. It is always not necessary to keep speaking all the time. So you become quiet. The more you become quiet, you go deeper into the situation. And since you are calm headed, the output is far more efficient and you are able to identify what is good and what is bad. It's a myth when we say it's a myth that in order to have material growth, we need to sacrifice spiritual growth. In order to have spiritual growth, you need to sacrifice material growth. No. They all go hand in hand. Evenness of temperament, then I come to that. Because when you are spiritually aligned and when you are happy spiritually, personally, what happens? Evenness of temperament, which means at any situation, you are under your control. And when you are under control of the situation, your material and spiritual output both will be excellent. So I always say that human beings are born as balanced individuals. We imbalance our own cartwheel. We imbalance our own self.
I agree. I agree with you. I think this has been a really eye-opening perspective for me because all this while I thought entrepreneurs are taking risks, so they are putting their material growth at stake. But with this perspective, I know better.
Definitely taking risk because their objective is only material gain. Their objective is material gain. What is the point in that material gain when on a treadmill you fall and die? Leaving your 350, 3,500 crore worth of app and business behind for no one to look after it. What is the point on that material growth when you don't know tomorrow what is going to happen?
True. It's absolutely true. I would concur with you wholeheartedly right now. Um, and now moving on to my next question. A writing tip for everybody who's aspiring to write about professional development and growth and self-help and who's planning to become an advice writer or a life coach. What would you tell them about writing a book?
Honesty. Honesty to yourself, true self. A writer, see, there are different types of writers. Some write fiction, some write non-fiction, some write autobiographies, some write what they read, the information that they get from social media, Google, etc. They compile their thoughts, they write. I have heard many are chat GPT writers now. They
Oh my God.
topic. For me, I became a writer because I wrote from my heart. I was true to myself. My objective of writing was to bring myself as an example to the world that, guys, I went and to the world. When I say, for me, even one person is the world. If I can help one person on this planet, I think I have achieved my objective. Because this is what a true corporate leader who achieved greater heights went down and came back again in a different avatar. And my book is for anybody and everybody. And so my writer would be to be very honest to yourself and write honestly what you believe in. If you don't believe in, don't write, because you will be influencing people by your writing. Today, the biggest calamity or pandemic that we are facing after COVID that we had is influence.
It is. It is.
It is actually influence, because we are bombarded. I will give you an expose here. I'm writing my second book now. Again, my own beliefs and thoughts, which I strongly believe in. And I'm writing a chapter in that on influence. That's a pandemic. Knowingly or unknowingly, you cannot keep yourself away from being influenced by things around you.
It is. That's true.
And above and all that, you have your own material objectives to attain. So as a writer, anybody who wants to write, I would say, write something genuine, write something that you believe in, because people will be reading it and they will be getting influenced by it. So do not write anything which you don't believe. Because if you don't believe in, but you are expecting others to believe you, that should not be the case. That is dishonest.
I think these are golden words that you put right here. That honesty is very important as a writer, because if you do not believe in what you do, why would others believe in you? And I think that's something every writer needs to believe in right now. And now that
you have read my book.
I have.
I have written it in my speaking language, as if I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
I want
Yes.
to you. So that's what I feel. The book should talk to you.
It is true. That's true. A book should feel more personal. That's why the addressing of the second person in the book, as if you are talking to them. And now that you've brought up the topic of your second book, what's your journey like writing your second book going?
Learning. My journey is learning. Whatever I'm learning from my life, from my reading, from talking to people, I'm putting it. I am collaborating it with my thoughts and putting it in the form of the book. Only those things that I very strongly believe in. And my second book is an extension of my first book, where I'm going deeper into certain topics which are extremely, extremely important for us to look at this point in time. Like I said, influence. That's one of the subject that I'm dwelling into very, very strongly. Then I'm stressing more on what I said: calmness, quietness, evenness of temperament. That.
Okay.
And then I'm talking about the ignorance and the knowledge piece. I'm going a little deeper into the concepts of awareness, thought, and action. So some of these things which I am now more aggressively dealing in my own life, and I have seen that change in myself, and I feel that if I can change, anybody can change.
That's true. And I think that really very inspirational of you to launch that book and show it to all of us, to give it out to the world. It will have a big impact, and I'm so sure. So thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time and your insights. I believe that this was a deeply enriching session, as enriching as I had expected it to be. When I read the book, I realized this is something I can refer to over and over and over. It's just because I've completed the book doesn't mean I have to put it away somewhere. I can use it as a guide to become a proper human. And not just me, but everybody else in this world, not just an adult, but also a child, a teenager, somebody who's moving into new chapters in their life. And I am really glad that we have an author like you coming up and front discussing universal theories of becoming the best version of yourself. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, Ananya. Thank you so much for having me on your podcast.